Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a big show lined up. Got a famous Friday fishing forecast. Got some video. But first, let's do our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Run by, check out all the programs they have there. Look, the high today is going to be another night. 75, low is 62, and that water temperature is steadily now hit 65 degrees for the last couple of days. So it's looking good. We're going to talk more about it later on in the show. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by Watson's Landing Marine and Dry Storage. Apalachicola at Bluntstown is right at 15 foot, and it is level off for the weekend for the next 3 or 4 days. This is going to be steady 15 foot. Socktahatchee at Caryville, 9.6 this morning, has a slow, steady drop to it. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery, and that tide chart now, we talked about it yesterday, we're in deep tide this weekend. There's just not much movement at all in the tidal flow, but it's there, it's what it is what we'll work on. With it being Friday, let's go and do our fish and game forecast today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Counts Real Estate. Our time this morning, 1:53 to 3:53, and this afternoon, 2:21 to 4:21. So that's going to be some good times there this afternoon. Tell you boss, you want off work, you want to get off early and go fish. But don't forget that marine forecast is blown all week. It's going to blow again today, coming out of southeast at 10 to 20. And it's really been strong, so be careful if you're out there. And don't forget Sunday now, time change. We'll be springing forward, so don't forget to do that. And because I want to see you Monday morning, I want you to be on time. All right, we're going to take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's get started. I got one picture to show you, but it's a good one because there's some bass fishing young boys and up at Deer Point Lake. And take a look at this. This is Curtis Knight on the left and Trey Groom. Now, Curtis got about a 6-pounder. Trey's got a 2 or 3-pounder right there. And the bass are biting up there. Those two boys love to fish and are good fishermen. All right, after speaking of Deer Point now, I got a notice yesterday they've closed the boat ramp. The boat ramp is called North Bay Shore Boat Ramp. They're closing it to spray some herbicide and all at the boat ramp. It'll be closed up to 4 weeks, so be aware of that. And we just got a notice yesterday on this. Also, don't forget now, the turkey season opening up. Be aware of that, and I think most of y'all made plans. So let's go ahead and I want to go ahead and do the drawing now because we're getting set up. We want to watch the last part of that video from that antique tackle show that we were able to go to this past weekend. It was really good and got a lot of comments on Monday's show of the video. So we're there all weekend, and I thought we could comprise it in one show, but it's so much good video. We've got about 8 or 9 minutes left, so we'll watch that, and then we're going to come back and do our famous Friday fishing forecast. All right, now let's draw for our winners today. This is going to be for $20 gift certificate. I want to try to get down to the bottom, stir them up on the bottom. This is going to be Ted Gagné. Ted from Lynn Haven. All right, very good. Ted Gagné. And the red snapper is going to be the winner. We have one from Lynn Haven, and this is going to be Mark Jones. Mark Jones wins the red snapper. So good luck to y'all and enjoy that. So we're going to go ahead and take our break, come back and watch the video, and then come back and do our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, I'm here with Jim Schottenham from Lang's Auction. How you doing, Jim?
Pleasure.
All right, listen, when you talk about Lang's Auction, you're talking about the premier auction house in America when it comes to fishing and antique tackle and all kind of stuff. So it's good to meet you, but tell us what y'all have coming up on the auctions and all.
Certainly.
Well, first of all, tell us what do you do? What's your job?
I am the real appraiser and jack of all trades.
Okay.
I take care of the IT department and certainly speak with customers if they have any questions, and anytime anybody calls with a question about antique tackle, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, so you can do. We're doing it online a lot now.
Yes, sir. Our
Okay.
auctions are online. We have them twice a year in the spring and the fall. Our next auction is May 19th and 20th. We have 1,954 items that will sell over the course of 2 days. You can watch our auction live on the internet. You can see and hear the auctioneer. And all it requires is going to langsauction.com. You can register for the auction there. You can view all 1,954 items in the leisure of your living room. You can expand the pictures and see more detail than you can if you hold it in your hand.
Okay, let me ask you this. The items we're looking at now, is this going to be in a May or will that be a later auction?
The things that we have here is our items that are going to be coming up in our fall 2016 auction.
The fall auction, okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have a wide variety and some great Florida baits, and we thought the perfect place to display Florida baits would be at the Florida show. So here we are.
That's a 10-4 on that. Well, listen, great to meet you and good luck. And I think I'm going to bid on some of this stuff now.
Terrific. Give us a call. Thank you.
buddy. Thank
you.
5 seconds.
Hey, I just ran into this guy, Wilson Hash, and he wants his 15 seconds of fame. So what can you tell us about yourself?
There's not much to
What
tell
do you-
in 15 seconds.
Well, tell
I'm
us
sorry.
what you collect. What do you like to collect?
I'm mostly fishing and hunting collectibles.
Okay, and where are you from?
Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville.
Yes,
So you
sir.
made it down to Daytona.
Oh, yes.
You find anything nice this time?
Oh, yes. Yeah, and we got plenty to sell, too.
All right, Wilson Hash.
We have to pay for the gas to go home.
I got you. Good to meet you.
Okay.
Mixed in between the old stuff is just regular stuff for sale. Because these plugs here, all of these are $3 a piece. I'm gonna show you what I bought 4 of these lean, 4 of these. Now, that's heavy lead. That's great lean. Not antique, but $3 a piece. You can't beat that. Some folks really enjoy collecting old casting plugs. And a lot of them have old names on it. They're collectible. And it's a beautiful collection here. Some on wood, some they have weight on the bottom of them. All different kinds. Just old casting plugs. Here's some of the pattern collection. Here's a TV show. Got 530. This collection here, this is a head-on collection. Of course, this is one of the popular ones, head-on. One thing we look at when you're collecting stuff is the quality of the lures. I just want you to look how clean. Well, look how beautiful and clean those are. Those are what you call mint condition. These are the highly desirable collectible items. Really neat stuff. Amazing. Now the group, the organization, and they're sort of work together with the antique tackle. They're called the Old Reel Collectors Association, ORCA. Always a lot of good information in the books and all too. The history of the pin reel, 1932 to 1957.
Bill Smith sent. And he grabbed the real one, so he and it tells about the
taking off tomorrow. I don't know.
My nephew's here. He's from
Women collect that mermaid lures, streamies, collect kittens.
Now, folks, I just ran out of all this stuff. Now, I guess I'm a little prejudiced, but I love this collection of the Clay's Redhead. This is Arthur Edwards. Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
And this is your collection.
Yes, sir.
It's
mine and my wife's. Yes,
you and Karen, your wife Karen.
That's right.
And this is awesome.
Well, thank you.
I'd love, we've talked about it on the show before, but tell us about, you're from Georgia yourself.
Just Savannah area, a little town called Springfield,
Okay.
which is about 30 minutes out of Savannah. And we're probably, I would say, about 4 or 5 hours from Thomasville.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, so that's not too far. We're about
Right.
3 hours from Thomasville. So how did you find so many of these redheads?
Well, I found my very first one in an antique shop there in Savannah.
Yeah.
And it was Peddler's Antiques in Savannah on Bay Street there. And then I bought a couple others from friends, Mr. Owen Perry. He had a collection of them. And then Robbie Pavey is real big out of Augusta. He had some that he sold me. And then I picked up some Mr. Stewart. I bought
Bill
his
Stewart.
Bill. I bought his collection. And then Mr. Bill Crowley and Mr. Russ Griffin.
So you just talk about Hall of Fame of collectors when you want to say those names. I know all of them. So,
Okay, right.
And what you've done, you've accumulated, I think, the biggest collection there is of the Clay's redheads. I really do.
Well, I appreciate that. I wasn't sure about that. I'm
it
sure
is.
there's probably someone else who's got more. So.
I don't know that
Right.
many and that many different variety of boxes, and,
Yes,
and we it's a unique lure itself.
It is.
and I love it too.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
When we came to the show, I just took a double take, and I've just
Right.
been here 3 or 4 times.
Right.
It's great to meet you and great to talk to you.
Well, thank you. I
And
appreciate it.
congratulations on that collection. That's
Well,
special.
thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Take that and go check on the thing with the kid. I did one. You can yank it off and it won't come. American trucking. You had the fender.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the famous Friday Fishing Forecast. Hope you enjoyed watching the tail end of that antique tackle show. A lot of fun, and we'll do some segments and talk about some fishing lures as the year progresses. I got a lot of good feedback on the show on Monday, so that's why we want to finish it up. So let's move on now. That's all in the past. Let's look in the future for the famous Friday Fishing Forecast. And we're going to start off today's segment. We're going to get a live report from down in Carabel at Sea Quarters Marina. We have Captain Kim on the phone. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Mr. Chester.
All right, let's start talking about what's going on down there. We'll do. You were talking about some freshwater stuff, so let's start with that. What's going on?
Yeah, the earthworms and wigglers are going off the shelf like hot fire. The brim have been pretty good size up the river, so they've been having a lot of luck with that. Real close here to the marina, not too far away.
So it's not. So it's not too far from the marina. You're saying that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and now let's. Are they doing much catfishing down there?
I'm sorry?
Catfish. Are catching much catfish?
Oh, that's a everyday occurrence around here. Yeah, the kids love to come down here and fish off the dock, and a lot of times that's the main thing they're catching.
Very good. Right from the dock. Now, the big deal now, this time of year, everybody's talking about the Spanish mackerel and pompano and all. So what's your word down there with the Spanish mackerel?
Yeah, I've heard a couple folks catching them just before Dog Island. It's been a little bit windy, so they're not going too far offshore right now. But the word is they're coming around Dog Island.
Okay, so that's the first sign right there of the Spanish when the Spanish run starts going. So that's really good news there. Are they just trolling for them?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, what about over toward the St. George Island side? Have you got any reports from St. George Island?
Not quite that far over, but they have been doing a lot of trout and redfish just out the mouth of the river here, so that's been real good.
Okay, the mouth of the river. I'm going to zoom in on that. So what particular plugs are you using down there?
Well, the spoons are still real hot. The thunder jigs are also real hot. They've been trying the jig fish, little gotcha sea strikers.
Uh-huh.
So those have been real popular. And, of course, the live targets are going off the wall, too.
All right, that sounds good. Well, look, I hope you all have a good weekend. And I know this, is it windy down there?
Yeah, we've got a bit of a breeze.
It's been windy. The good thing I know is keeping those no seams away from y'all.
That's for sure.
All right, you tell everybody hello down there. I'm going to get down there pretty soon and check on y'all.
We will. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. That's a good report. Appreciate it.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's Captain Kim from Seaquarters Marina. Millard's, he's coming in later, but that's a good report down there. And there you go. You heard it from firsthand from down that area. The Spanish are coming in, but now it's not. I want to go ahead and caution. I was thinking about this last night. I want to caution. I want to say the Spanish are in. They're coming in. The big run is not in, but they're catching a few Spanish, and that's the first sign. And there's going to be a couple of big waves of them coming in. That's when you really want to get out there. But you can catch some Spanish now a little bit down in that area. So let's move on up to Apalachicola Bay, and you're talking about the trout bite behind St. George Island. Now that's a good place to get behind St. George Island. You're going to be out of that southeast wind. You remember the video I did last year catching in June. It's excellent fishing, and it's starting to kick off. The trout fishing is going to be really, really good behind St. George Island. Also, the red fishing, moving on down, the red fishing behind St. Vincent Island. You got those oyster bars there. That's going to be good. It's still, the river is still high as they go into Apalachicola. The river is still high right there. It's going to, if you put in Abercrombie Landing and go down and fish around the trestle and all, it's still high. But just keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit slower there than normal. Okay, and again, the sheephead bite is going strong. March is the month. Late February, early March is the month with sheephead. And like I said, if you catch just catch the ones you're going to eat. You catch a lot of sheephead, especially if you see the stomach bulging out and all. You know that's a female. So go ahead and I release those. I always have, and I know more people are doing it now. So that's good. But you know, if you want to eat some, by all means, y'all eat those fish because they're fresh. You know they're fresh because you know you caught them. Okay, let's coming on into the surf in St. Joe Bay. Scott Krause was telling the red fishing. He talked to me Wednesday. There was a school of redfish in St. Joe Bay, and a captain got on them and took some of his folks out, and it was a huge school of redfish. And he told me a friend of his from Georgia, and Scott's from Georgia, and a lot of those Georgia folks coming down. A friend of theirs, of his, they caught over 40 redfish. To them, it was a trip of a lifetime. They caught and released 40-something redfish, some huge redfish, all different sizes, but it's a big school of redfish in St. Joe Bay, and they're coming back out. They circled around and came back toward the mouth this weekend. I don't know where they're going to be, but believe me, they were there this past week. Last couple of days they were there, and they had a good time catching them. So those schools of redfish, they move around, but at the same time, they will stay in the general area. They don't have a huge migratory run right now. So red fishing has been good in St. Joe Bay. Mexico Beach, I will go to, I got here's Mitch Coben's report. I'm going to read it off my iPhone now. We're going to save a sheet of paper, okay? This is from Mexico Beach, Mitch Coben. Water temperatures are 63 to 64 and still warming about 1 degree every 2 days. No Spanish reported here yet, but anytime now. So they may, you know, they're Carabel, so they're probably anytime they're going to be hitting Mexico Beach. A few pompano being caught from the beaches using fresh shrimp and fish bites. Canal fishing is slow due to construction along the canal, so keep that in mind if you're planning a trip. Near shore, the trigger and porgies are main targets with a couple of reports of flounders taken on strip baits near the rubble pile in 55 or 60 foot of water. So you can get out in that wind or get there early, you can catch a few flounders. That's a good report from Mexico Beach. Moving up to St. Andrew Bay, the St. Andrew Bay system. The black drum, I continue to get pictures of the black drum along the different places. And the reds in the surf, got some nice pictures of some redfish in the surf all along. Okay, on the pier report, we're about the Spanish. They have caught a couple of Spanish off the pier, It's nothing to write home about, but they have caught a couple, and there have been some pompano. That's just a fascinating thing. There's been a few pompano caught. That was that run I told you about when I gave that midweek report. There was pompano caught Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and there was some. So everybody, they were talking about everybody. Scott Lindsay said he saw fishing surf rods all along the beach there because of that report. So it's not the main run yet. But the prediction, I've heard a prediction about, March the 23rd or 20th or whatever, but the Spanish are about to get here. They may bust out this weekend. We don't know. But the big deal right now, they're still catching the black drum. It's fascinating to me, and the reds in the surf. And they did, like I said, they did catch a few pompano. Now, also over in Choctawhatchee Bay, I've got some trout fishing continues to do well in Choctawhatchee Bay. Again, you want to get in places where you can get out of the wind, so that's a big deal there. It's improving each week, and that's the thing about this time of year. Every Friday I come on, it's getting a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. So keep that in mind. We got spring break here locally coming up in 2 weeks. It's something everybody's looking forward to. I can promise you by the middle of March, about the 17th or 24th, and the Spanish will be here. Pompano's gonna be busting loose. And of course, the big thing is the ling. Everybody's looking for ling. I've got some scattered reports, but I follow the leads, and so far it's been false leads. I have found out some folks have hooked a cobia or two, but nothing has been brought in. So that's going to be the big cobia. Always used to be a big deal to hook the first cobia. It just used to be a fisherman's a dream to get that first cobia. But anyway, we don't have it yet, so I will let you know as soon as I hear. We're going to start running out of time looking on the clock here. Anyway, bay fishing should be good this weekend. Stay out of the wind. The rain they forecast for a long time, they put it off till Sunday, maybe Sunday night. Saturday they were supposed to rain, but it's not going to rain Saturday, looks like, so be a little bit windy, but the freshwater fishing going to be good. Start checking out your fly fishing, going to be coming up pretty soon too, so check out all your flies. We're going to wrap it up for today. That was a good fishing report. Hope you enjoyed that video. Got a lot of stuff coming up next week, some good guests coming on, so some more good videos. So thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Thank you all for supporting our sponsors, and do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.